swear if a certain quarterback is mentioned in the comments, I got my beers ready. I'm gonna crack it open.
Or is it the Serbian kid?
Serbian kid, This looks done. Oh my god, it looks fantastic.
I hate you so much. Get these, man. Gotta be the man. Woo! I'm the man. I said it, and it's reality. All right.
Congratulations.
All right, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On the Clock. We start off, of course, with Dolphins Draft Talk, and today is the day we reveal our first version of the Dolphins mock draft. And then for the second half hour, we will do our live mock draft for the entire first round. And let's go ahead and introduce our panel for today. Of course, you know me as Bobby Finstock, joined by Michael Vogel each week, Evan Posner, and Dave Stickett. Nope, wait. Hold on. Brett Legassi in the house. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Oh, I hope the network's going to be ready to look at my pretty face. I'll be on the next couple shows.
Oh, there you go.
You know, I got so excited last night. I saw a preview for Huddle Up and Wait, and I got disappointed it was on Saturday.
That wasn't even my fault this time. This time it wasn't my fault.
Again.
So really, you actually are waiting?
Yeah, this time I was ready to go. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh,
By the way, you just had to ask me. I would have been there. I'm always Huddle Up and Waiting. It's okay.
I might next time, man.
Well, hey, let's start off. Since we have Brett in the house, I want to talk about team needs, and I want to see where Brett stands on team needs. These are so. Yeah. Remember, we got a whole draft to go here, buddy. All right. First off, everybody, thank you all for tuning in. Again, this starts off with Dolphins Draft Talk. Smash that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you, whether you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. The Fits All Sports Network. We're happy to have you. All right. So, team needs, Brett. This isn't my opinion. We got right tackle, left guard, linebacker, tight end, corner, halfback. I know you might add something in there, but is this about right?
No, that's right. I mean, we're just gonna ignore quarterback because, like, we know we need a backup quarterback. Like, we have to have one that can legit start. But like that is pretty much hits the nail on the head. But I would also put center on there.
Yeah, you know, I would say I would put like an asterisk near left guard. Safety's a good one.
I talked about safety in most of our shows that based on the new scheme, they need a safety.
I would just say secondary depth. Honestly.
Yeah, secondary depth for sure.
Yeah, overall, because it could be really easy just to add Nick Needham back, bring him back, and
I think they have to change. I think they have to change the scheme if based on where Brandon Jones plays, because I think he's more of a linebacker in this defense than he is a normal safety.
How they use their safeties, he actually played that position or that system in college, so he actually might be okay in this system. I don't know. Just depends on how they use them. But they do like their safety to play a little more over top. So we'll see what happens.
So let me explain how this is going to go today for everybody. So we're going to start this off. We've gone through all those team needs each week. We've kind of done our top 5 of those positions. Brett and everyone, Brett's first time being here. Everyone else tuning in. Today is the first version of our Miami Dolphins full team mock draft. Okay, so it's 7 rounds, 5 picks, 7 rounds. And then then we're going to go pick by pick. It's going to start off with Michael holding the first pick for Chicago. Brett, in place of Dave, will hold the pick for the Houston Texans, followed by myself with the Arizona Cardinals, and then Evan with the Colts. And then it'll keep rotating. That'll be the second half hour. Just so Dave had his mock draft, I'm going to hold that for next episode so he can go ahead and reveal that. Brett, do you have anything? If you don't, that's cool. You can just react off ours.
I was going to react off yours. I don't really have anything right now. I don't
Perfect.
have my own,
no worries.
So.
No worries.
You can do. Why can't he cover Dave's spot? You can just cover. If we run through the draft one after another, I'm sure you can come up with who you would take with the Texans. I think this is going to be more off the cuff because your picks might change depending on how we pick.
Oh, I'm talking about the Dolphins.
Dolphins. Dolphins will be pretty quick. Yeah, Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, we only got a couple picks, so
yeah, it's pretty quick.
So right there, that means it is time.
We have to boo the guys. We have to boo the commissioner, the founder of the league.
Fine by me. I'm not getting booed. Bet.
Let's go, Roger.
All right. So let us go ahead and start with we're gonna start with Michael here, and then we'll go Evan, and then myself, and then actually right after Michael, we'll go ahead and react to these picks, and then but before we move to Evan, okay? And Brett, you could start by your response, and then Evan, myself. All right. So pick round 2, pick 51. The Dolphins have waited the entire draft, the first round. They are now finally on the board. Michael, who do they take with the first pick in the draft for themselves?
They take Antonio Johnson, safety out of Texas A&M.
Man, hit us with this, man. What's up with this guy? Why do you like this pick?
I just with the Fangio coming in and stuff, we need some safety depth, and I felt like he was kind of the best position. He was kind of the best person in the position when I was going through the mock drafts and kind of seeing how everybody else is going to lay out. I knew that safety would probably end up being a big need for us.
He's a big safety too. I don't have his height for me,
Yeah.
but he's like 6'3", isn't he?
Yeah, he's 6'3".
Yeah.
He's a little stiff hip, but doesn't flip his hip as well.
Yeah, and
he's
I
big
know
safety.
Evan has talked about Brandon Jones possibly coming up at linebacker. He could kind of see that going down with Fangio.
He's a little
All right.
stiff.
So now safety going for the Dolphins at 51 for Michael. I like it. Out of the box. Love it. So we go to round 3, pick 77. The Dolphins have 2 picks in the third round. With the round 3, pick 77, where do they go, Michael?
They go Jack Campbell, linebacker, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Jack Campbell. I felt like when I was watching his film, he was all over the place. I felt like he was always around the ball when it was, during turnovers and stuff. Like he was either forcing the turnover or he was getting the turnover. Always sticking his nose down there. So I went Jack Campbell in the third round, pick 77.
I love this pick, and you'll see why in a little bit. But I just love the way you've addressed the defense early on with a safety and a linebacker. So we stick in round 3, go pick 84. Are you sticking with defense? Where are you going now?
No, I'm going to go with his teammate at tight end, Sam Laporta out of Iowa. He was probably at pick 84. I felt like he was the best tight end to be able to get, and I feel like tight end's a big need for us. Somebody that can step in and play right away. That isn't that just receiving guy that Gesicki was. I think he can do a little bit of both. In my opinion, he's a better blocker than Gesicki, a true tight end. So I went Sam Laporta, tight end, Iowa.
So 2 Iowa players off the board. You go offense here with the 3rd pick in the draft for the Dolphins. With the 4th pick in the 6th round, 178. Do we stay offense?
Yes, we do. I get running back, Muhammad Ibrahim from Minnesota. Again, going through the different mock drafts and stuff, he was one that kind of stuck out to me. I feel like the running backs is going to be a deep position for the draft this year. And he's another one that kind of popped on tape when I was watching him too. So that's why I chose to go running back in the 6th round. And I feel like he can be a contributor right away.
All right, so we go to the final pick for the Dolphins draft. And of course, we didn't do any trades, guys. I'm telling you that now for the Dolphins mock and the first round mock. We're not doing any trades here. We will later. We will, because I love doing trades. I love talking trades, the value and all that. All right, so Dolphins, their final pick in the draft. It's round 7, pick 240. Where are they going?
Anthony Bradford, offensive line, LSU. I can't do a draft without taking linemen. I know we're not the best at being able to get linemen in the draft, but I thought he was a value pick as far as like internal offensive linemen, and being able to get him in the late in the draft, I think is a steal.
All right, so Evan, you've been quiet. What do you think about Michael's draft? Would you be happy if it went that way?
Yeah, I'd be content. From what I did in my mock draft, because I'm not as avid as most of you are, he covered most spots. The safety, I think we're going to go more free agency at that particular position if we're going to go find someone. But in terms of grabbing a lineman, grabbing a running back, I was very content with the draft. If that was our draft, I'd be content. I think that maybe I want to go more offense in the second round than more than defense.
All right. Brett, I know you're just starting on your draft research, but you're not in the dark totally. What's your
No.
thoughts on his draft class?
So I like the direction. Jack Campbell's still one of my favorites. I don't think he'll make it that far, but he's still one of my favorites because we need an actual linebacker. We have yet to have like an actual stud middle linebacker that's calling the defense, that's actually clogging up the run lanes and can actually do everything we need him to do. Safety would be good. I don't see him as a fit though in the system, but I would rather go impact player with our highest pick. And I like the pick, but I would rather go with the edge rusher there. Or whoever falls to that point of a impact player, but edge rushers are usually, I would honestly, that's what Miami needs to do for now and just add as much talent as possible. I hate drafting for needs, but unfortunately Miami put themselves in a position where they have a lot of needs still.
They still suck to him. It's okay.
No, it's not that. It's just they have two linebackers under a contract and 0 running backs in the contract. So
but there's a lot of good line. The thing for me, and I've been pressing this, is that for me, linebacker, if this defense wants to get to the next level with Fangio next year, you're going to get a stud linebacker. Whether it's Edmund, you're going to get Edmonds, you're going to go get David, you're going to go get Bush, but you're going to go get someone. But if they can get Edmonds out of Buffalo, or they can go get Levante David, who's a Miami guy.
I'm not for overpaying players, but I would overpay Edmonds just to keep him out of Buffalo and give us a stud at
but also defense. And David wouldn't cost you as much as Edmonds would because he's older.
But you need a stud.
So we move on. Let's see how everyone feels about Evan's mock draft. Evan,
you didn't like it. You laughed.
I didn't mean I don't laugh like that. I thought
I don't know much about these guys. I went more because I've done as much research as I can because I'm not as avid as you guys are. I use the different mock drafts to try to see where people are and where they might fall or what they did during their seasons. And so let's just see where we go. So the first pick is actually a Bobby pick, and I would take Darnell Washington out of Georgia.
Damn right.
Because honestly, this guy's like another offensive lineman. The guy's ginormous. It would fit perfectly into this scheme as a blocking tight end who has the skill set, the size, the power. Even though he could move up in the draft, I do think that based on his stats and what he was able to accomplish last year, he may not be. He will be in the second round towards the end. So for me, I think this would be a great pick for us. So for me, this would be a perfect scheme fit for the Miami Dolphins in the first round.
If he falls to pick 51 and he's sitting there, the Dolphins need offensive line help. You do know they need a tight end because Gesicki does not fit. If Darnell Washington is sitting there at 51, I would be smashing my dining room table for them to draft this kid. I love Darnell Washington. He's a stud. Evan, have you done any research on Washington so far?
A little bit. I find that I just read a little bit about his bio. The guy's just a beast. The guy's just a monster. 6'7", 270. He's like having a sixth offensive lineman. The guy, freshman, he saw 10 games with the Bulldogs. He had 7 receptions. Like his stats don't stand out. In this kind of offense with McDaniel, I think he'd be an impact player.
I will say
right away.
You're right. His stats.
And he's a junior. He's actually a third-year player. He could actually go back to Georgia if he wanted.
If you look at his numbers, they don't jump out at you. But you got to look at the offense he was playing in too. And when he did get the ball in his hands, he made plays. So let's talk about round 3, pick 77 for it. Where do you got Dolphins going?
Where am I here again? Oh, 1 second. I lost track of where I was. Okay, Cody Mott. Here we go. Okay, Senior Bowl guy, no teeth. Reminds me of a hockey player. I love this guy. The guy had an amazing Senior Bowl. Dave's cousin. Dave's twin brother. Where'd it go on my stat sheet? Jeez, I lost it.
Dave's not here for it either.
I know. Isn't that suck? 1 second.
It sucks. We can't make fun of him to his face.
I know, but the guy, honestly,
you'll watch it later.
He literally is a football player. Looks like a monster. Honestly, if you put him at left guard next to Armstead, or I don't care where you put this guy. I think this guy could play tackle. This guy could play guard. The guy is just impressed at the Senior Bowl. For me, I would just be to be on this offensive line. He's a mauling offensive lineman. There's nothing I don't like about this guy.
He played all 5 positions at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the last I'm sorry.
And he's also from North Dakota State, not South Dakota State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Don't get that mixed up. Those guys get angry about that.
And by the way,
I had a lot of draft
by the way,
I had to go through here.
he's also an experienced guy, right? He's played 5 years in college, right? And he played 671 snaps. He only allowed 4 QB hurries, 1 QB hit. Like, come on! Like, I literally would. This guy would be the perfect offensive line. This is a Brett Lagasse pick for me.
If we get him in round 3, that would be an absolute steal. I don't see him being that late, but
but Senior Bowl guys don't necessarily fall. He's in the 3rd round in terms of his overall rankings. But I don't think a lot of these GMs, I don't think just because he had a great Senior Bowl doesn't mean he's going to be flying up the draft. I don't think people necessarily see that.
No, you're not wrong.
Hang on.
Crazier things have happened.
Cole Strange out of Central Tennessee or Tennessee Chattanooga last year, the Senior Bowl. I was extremely impressed with him. Old school kind of guy, no gloves, bar face mask. He went in the 1st round.
You see this guy going 1st round?
Zion Johnson went 1st round, and he was switching from guard to center out of Boston College. He stayed after the Senior Bowl.
He was okay this year,
to the snap center, but 1st round pick. You know what I mean? Like the guy the Saints drafted. He again another one that was not a 1st round pick till at the Senior Bowl. So these guys do launch up the draft boards at the Senior Bowl.
Yep.
All right, Evan, sticking round 3.
Round 3, I decided to go with another Sewell since we passed on another Sewell. I decided to go with Noah Sewell out of Oregon.
Already.
For me, I think I love the Ducks. I don't know, maybe thinking about Javon Holland and that the experience there. We've gone after Duck players before. That guy just seems like a linebacker.
Except for an important one.
Ha!
Sorry. Nope.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Except for the important one.
Which one? Which one was that one? Oh, you're funny. Wait, how many playoff games has that guy won? I'm just kidding.
He's played in more than 2.
How many has he played?
I didn't bring up 2. He brought him up. No, did I?
I love you, bro.
The guy's a 4-star recruit. He was given a 5-star over 24/7 Sports. The guy played 12 games this year, contributed over 600 snaps, had 40 tackles, 16 assists, 23 stops. The guy can move around the field. I just like the way the guy plays. I watched a few of his videos, and I think he'd be a great development player. I don't think he'd have the learning curve that Channing Tindall's had in this scheme. I think this would be a player that Fangio would mull over, like would drool over. This would be a Vic Fangio pick for me. I think he'd fit very well into this defense.
All right, so we go to round 6. Pick 178.
Okay. This is another one of my favorite picks. This is because of Bijan Robinson, where he is. This is my running back in the draft. Okay, this is one of those sneaky picks that I think that if he falls to where he is, where he's drafted, because of the fact that he's playing behind a guy, he's projected to go in the 5th and the 6th round. This guy's a monster. You honestly, like, if you bring back Mostert and you have him, I'm more bringing back Mostert than him. This guy I would love to have on our football team. This guy. He runs under a 4.4. The guy's just a young guy. He's a stud. He's powerful. I'm just very happy with him. He played in 12 games. He had 445 yards on 94 carries, 5.8 yards to carry. Is nothing to sniff at. That's a great stat overall. To play behind somebody else and then just continue to be a development player, I would just love to have him on my team. This is one of my sneaky running back picks. I think this could be one of the top running backs coming out of the draft for me.
Yeah, and. If again, you're making a lot of fans too. You're making a lot of fans with people watching this. If this kind of goes out, but I'll say this: if he's there at round 6, pick 178. A lot. Again, you look at the numbers, you go, But you got to remember, who is he playing behind? This guy with the ball in his hands made plays. He was a thumper, and he's going to be one in the NFL. He should have been a start. He would have been a starter on different teams if he was not behind Robinson. So this is to me a great pick at this spot.
And I like he's a cut blocker. He's not a great run blocker, but he's a great cut blocker from the videos I watched over him. So I think I like him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the top. If he gets drafted, I think he's going to have a great first year as a rookie.
All right, Evan. So now in round 7, pick 240.
Okay, because before I go to that pick, the reason that if you notice, a lot of the draft picks I did is from learning from my fellow mentors and draft geeks on the squad here. So the reason that on my last pick, someone made a comment that in every draft he would always pick this position until you find the right one. So I'm going with quarterback, and I'm going with Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA because he was a starter there. He's a fifth-year guy. He's similar to Skylar Thompson. Let him compete with Skylar Thompson. He threw for 270, just under 2,900 yards on 360 attempts with a 70% completion percentage. He threw for 25 TDs, taking only about 15 sacks, which is only about 1 or 2 a game. And he had a QB rating over 108.3. And he also is a running quarterback. The guy averaged over 6 point yards per carry per run. He's a big guy. I think he's different than Skylar Thompson in terms of, I think, his athleticism. But I think and I just think he'd be a good depth player to have competition, because for me, you keep on drafting quarterbacks because you're not going to get I don't think you're going to get a great one in the first couple rounds. Why would you waste the draft capital on that when you have team needs? Bring him into camp, see what he can do. You want to know what? For me, I wasn't overly impressed by Skylar Thompson. He was okay, but bring a quarterback in. Look at Mr. Irrelevant. Look at Skylar. Look at just bring in quarterbacks and just have fun with this guy. You have nothing to lose in that round.
What's up, Anthony, Daniel, everyone? Chalk French Straw. Good to see you guys. Troy. Appreciate you all tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button. We appreciate all you. And, Daniel, I see 52 Tyler Kraft, South Dakota State.
Yes.
Love that guy. He perfect fit. Small school, does it all. What do you got, Brett?
It's funny because there was another guy I wanted out of South Dakota State that we passed on for Mike Gesicki, and he just was the runner-up in the Super Bowl with the Eagles in Dallas Goedert. He was a better all-around tight end. And during that draft, I liked Mike Gesicki, but I knew eventually we would be here with Mike Gesicki because his blocking was non-existent. He was just basically a lengthy wide receiver. But, it's that. But Tyler Kraft is very similar in that sense. Smaller, but he's an all-around good tight end up prospect.
Yeah. Anthony, I will say, you can come on the show anytime. This is our first mock draft to start the season of the off season. You've been on here a couple times, or you've seen the show. We've followed all the prospects. We've done that. Now we're going to start on rumors and reports and all that whatnot, and then do our mock draft. So this is our first one. So yes, reach out to me on Twitter. That's where you'll find me at Bobby Finns Talk. We'll get you scheduled to come on to the show. What's up, John? Well, let me run by my mock draft first, and then we'll talk.
You didn't ask them what they thought of mine.
It sucked. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody liked it. Everybody.
Yeah.
Mike didn't give us
talking about that. Says you draft the quarterback until you have one.
You don't like that one?
Just look at the comments.
But don't you see, Brett? I'm learning from the wise man.
It makes
just
sense.
Look at the yeah, no, that if our draft felt that way, there's a lot there to be happy about.
Yeah, I like it. I'm still again. There's a lot to like there. I like you addressing tight end. I'm a little iffy on Washington because he is still a big guy and he doesn't play like a big guy. So where I worry about is, can he develop as a blocker and a pass catcher? And they use him as a blocker, but he doesn't play like an inline guy to his size and strength as much as you'd like. But he does kind of remind you of like the Algie Crumpler style tight end, like the big guy, or what was his name? Malawayuna, who played for the Rams years ago. In that system, they use tight ends as basically an extra tackle. So, I mean, but I like the idea what you're going for there and then getting another running back. I do like that option of getting a running back that has some power, that has some ability to kind of mix in. And he also has low mileage. So I do like that a lot there, because the running backs we had were on snap counts because of their injury history. So I like that way you went on that angle. And again, getting a quarterback in the 7th round, I'd like to get one a little earlier, but like maybe get Tanner McKee in the 5th, but I really like the option of going with another quarterback, because Skylar Thompson didn't impress all that much starting. He showed some poise, but at the same time, no one should be comfortable at their position at quarterback whatsoever.
Go look up Dorian. When I watch a bunch of his stuff, the man is very athletic.
Mm-hmm. But also like Heaton Hooker too.
Yeah.
But he's going to go a little higher. So is Anthony Richardson. But I do like those two a lot as well.
But Anthony Richardson, I don't trust for my life. Like if he's sitting there at 51, I wouldn't. Like I just don't trust him. I trust Heaton Hooker. Let him sit. But I don't see them. Anthony Richardson. I think everyone's convincing that Anthony Richardson's the bust of the draft. Like if you go with him in the 1st or early 2nd round, people just don't think he's proven yet.
Heaton Hooker would be more of a bust prospect, in my opinion.
Yeah,
really
interesting.
Not according to Bobby Melendez. I could probably do that.
His system.
I like Anthony Richardson too.
I love Hooker.
Talent,
I think he's a talented kid, smart kid.
I like them both.
But like the problem with Hooker is his offense hides a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of issues on tape that when you do act, I've watched a couple of quarterbacks. When you watch him, there's a couple of things you're like, man, will he get away with that in the pros? Where Richardson's the same way, but Richardson needs to sit for a while.
Evans,
You know what I learned this year, guys,
that.
overall? You know what I've learned this year, the more about this season when you look back on it? The star quarterbacks of this league aren't necessarily top-rated people who are number one, number two. The quarterbacks here in this league, it's so in flux. Who's going to be the best quarterback? You have your top echelon, but even the top echelon can fall or cost their team seasons, right? Like in the end, these superstar top-level quarterbacks this year, in the end, couldn't take their teams to the next level. They were all underperformed this year. Nothing in the playoffs showed like. Hurts got to where he was, but what did Rodgers do? Herbert couldn't get through. Allen didn't. Allen was in the end. To people in Buffalo, I live in Montreal. I'm close to Buffalo. To them, they're very disappointed in how he ended his season. Like that last game was absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Like so, just because you never know, it's all about development, right? But that's the one thing I want is I want development of our players this year more than anything else. If you're going to bring in young players, they better be easily developed. We don't need 3 or 4 year developments now. This window's 2 years. You need people in the draft who are going to be impact players year 1, not year 3.
But fifth-year quarterbacks get me too, because Dorian's going to be 24 this year, and Heaton Hooker's going to be 26. So something to keep in mind too.
Yeah, that's right. Older quarterbacks. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and because we got 4 minutes till the 30-minute mark, and we're going to start that live round 1 mock draft for all the teams in the NFL. But first, let me go ahead and finish up my Miami Dolphins team mock, and let me remind everybody you're watching the Dolphins Draft Talk Show on the clock. Finns Talk Sports Network. Smash that like and subscribe button. Put in the comments how you think the Dolphins draft's going to turn out. And as we go on, how you think the first round will turn out. You got Brett Lagasse in place of Dave Stager. And of course, Lagasse will come on a lot more often as the draft season comes. You got Evan Posner.
Finally.
You got Michael Vogel. And then myself, Bobby Melendez, or Bobby Finns Talk. All right. So round 2, pick 51. I got the Miami Dolphins going best player available, in my opinion, at that spot. I thought of edge rusher as well. And that kid Hall, I almost grabbed him, but I decided I think linebacker is more of a need, and Jack Campbell is the guy. He fits a need here at his size at 6'5", 246. Numbers 125 total tackles, a sack, a forced fumble and recovery, and 2 interceptions. He will bring a physicality this defense lacks, will help in the passing game with good coverage skills and stopping the run with his advanced way of processing live plays. This is not a Channing Tindall type pick. Campbell will start fast and early in his career. Round 3, pick 77. I have Miami going offensive line, and I know some people will kind of grind their teeth when they look at the school, but this is not that, again, and not that type of pick. I go offensive line, Jarrett Patterson, interior offensive lineman, Notre Dame, 6'4", 310. Cállate la boca, Evan. It must be Groundhog Day in Miami because it's another year that the Dolphins need an offensive lineman. They find it here with a versatile offensive lineman with a good who could play multiple positions: center, offensive guard. He has good technique, no quit effort. And to ease Dolphin fans, this is not a Liam Eichenberg type pick. Patterson could play guard and center and does it damn well.
He's not nimble feet. He's solid. He's got a strong base.
He just goes to Notre Dame.
When I was watching him, I just, and he, again, no quit. When he had nobody in front of him, it's not like he just stood there lost. He went right to the next guy and double teamed. And I just would be huge for Miami, especially the versatility. You could play center, could play guard. You could move Connor Williams back to guard, put this guy at center. It helps out. With the round 3 pick 84, I have Miami Dolphins going defense with corner. 6'2", 190 pounds. Last year, the numbers weren't great, but the year before, he was impressive. 13 total tackles last season, 4 pass deflections. The Dolphins struggled last year keeping their secondary healthy. And on the field, Byron Jones, Nick Needham could be on the way out.
Troy Williams is still there, though.
Yes, he is when he comes back from injury. They take Elias Ricks. I have Eli Ricks here as well. He played his first 2 years at Clemson before moving to Alabama, where he has demonstrated his natural football instincts and intelligence, plus his ability to play either man or zone coverage. If the Dolphins have the same luck they've had last year with health, then Ricks could find quality playing time early and take advantage of it. So moving on to round 6, it'll be the Dolphins' 4th pick. You got picked 178. Sticking with Alabama, I'm going Cameron Latou. I love Kraft, but he's not here, obviously. So they go with the next best option, 6'5", 244, 30 receptions, 377 yards, 4 touchdowns, 12.6 yards per carry. Gesicki is most likely gone, and the Dolphins need to find a tight end that fits McDaniel's offense, one who can not only catch the ball, but block and do it well. A perfect fit could be Tucker Kraft, as I brought up, but he'll be off the board at this point. So Miami gets a versatile tight end, Cameron Latou. He's a former edge rusher and a damn good one when he came to Alabama, but didn't find playing time. So he found time as a tight end, and he went off the charts. A willing and decent blocker who can make plays as a weapon. He won't wow you with his athleticism, but he will with his work ethic. He's a player who seems to get better every year. Now, this I found interesting. I know a lot of us talk about running backs, and we've discussed all this. And for me to do this mock, I went through like 4 or 5 simulations and went through this, and this guy kept popping up. And I said, I'm going to put this guy on tape. And when I saw him, I did see a Shanahan McDaniel type of player because I love versatility, and so do they. Running back, fullback, Hunter Lopke out of North Dakota State University. Love what I saw. 98 attempts, 619 yards, 9 touchdowns, 6.3 yards per carry, 14 receptions, 196 yards receiving, 4 touchdowns through the air. His longest catch was 31 yards. Chris Greer has shown a tendency not to take a running back too early in drafts, but he has in later rounds. He does the same here, and to surprise many, he takes a fullback. It would be criminal to consider Lopke as just a fullback. He would be a running back and even a tight end. A versatile player who can run, catch, and block. As a runner, he's physical and tough to bring down, keeps his legs moving as defenders on his back. As a receiver, which may be his strong suit, he takes the top off of defenses in play action plays to get chunk plays. His ball skills stick out, as well as his yards after catch ability. I don't see him getting reps at back early on, maybe in short yardage situations, but I do see him finding a role on special teams. So that is my Miami Dolphins mock draft, my first one, obviously, of the offseason. Let it rip, guys.
So you drafted Kyle Hughes check with the 7th round.
I mean,
you said fullback that take top off of defense is a better receiver than he is a runner. That's perfect. That's exactly what they need. It's an exact fit, and that's all you need. I mean, that's what you look for versatility, and that would be a good pick. It's right up Greer's alley to not draft the running back until the 7th round and late in day 3, but that's never bit us in the ass or anything. So I like that pick.
Sure, all dokes, baby.
I like that fit. So I mean, it's a good fit. Eli Ricks is a good. I don't know if he's a good fit or not, because they're going to play a lot more zone. He's tall, lengthy,
and that's why I liked him. He plays zone and man coverage. He does both. So I thought, wherever Fangio goes with this defense.
But he's been inconsistent, but I don't hate that pick at all. And getting him in the 4th round would be a steal. I'm not sure he'll make it that far, but that would be a good pick. Jared Patterson, PTSD is going to happen with Eichenberg, who is just too soft to play inside.
I knew he would.
But if you go look at all the Notre Dame offensive linemen, Jared or Eichenberg is one of the few that have failed. I do think they'll sign McGlinchey, come to Miami, who played with San Fran.
Love that.
But Patterson would be a good fit. He would actually push Eichenberg out of a starting job, or like you said, push Williams to left guard where he belongs, and he can start center. I've always said that we need a center, which is why I said center is a need, because I still think moving him to the center was just dumb, especially with like limited snap experience. So, no, I like that draft. And again,
Totally agree.
We've talked about Jack Campbell, he's probably going to 2nd round. I like that fit at linebacker, just a mean, nasty all around linebacker. I've already mentioned that, how I like him. The Cameron Latou, I mean, that's not a bad option to go with. Stop looking for a sexy tight end, because it's not going to happen so much here. The tight ends are going to be more like an extra offensive lineman for a while.
Yep.
They're going to be used, but they look for a guy like Kittle. That's kind of rare, because a guy like Kittle is mean and nasty as a blocker, but he's also a really talented receiver. But what he does is why that offense works the way it does. And I think that the Dolphins will look for something like that. So it's going to be interesting how they attack that.
Yeah, I think my favorite pick was the Lepke pick. I turned on film to watch Mach and his film flashed. I mean, he flashed all over the place. So I like that pick. I think it was a good. I agreed with everything on there. Looked good.
Awesome. All right, so let me go ahead and switch this up, and guys. Continue as Steve says. Like, share, subscribe, send to your neighbors, your friends, your family members, your cousins, your brothers, your mothers. Fins Talk Sports Network, Dolphins Draft Talk Show on the clock. We're moving on to On the Clock right now because it's time for the live mock draft. So let me go ahead and put this up here. Let's get this kabooyah. All right. So I'm going to roll this way. So I'm going to put Michael holds the number 1 pick. We did a random drawing. So he holds the number 1 pick. So he will pick for the Chicago Bears. Dave picked number 2, but he is not here. He's watching a movie. Hopefully it's a good one. So Brett will take his place. I have pick 3 starting it out. Evan with pick 4. So Chicago, Houston, Arizona, Indianapolis are the first 4 picks. Continue, guys, as you go out through the show. Like, subscribe. Whether you're watching Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Sorry, let me go ahead, Anthony. And Anthony, I saw your follow. I'll message you. We'll get connected, brother. So Anthony says, my mock draft at 52, he has Antonio Johnson. 77, Jack Campbell. 84, Tyreek Stevenson. That's a corner. So those are his first top 3 picks. I don't see the next ones. Wingate, you're always invited, brother. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You last time I asked you, you said you didn't have homework, brother. You ready? Come on board.
The connection is that the Cowboy fans drafting. You have to be on your $400 million yacht to be able to come on this show.
Oh no, Wingate's always invited.
I'm kidding with him.
All right. So, who has his Cowboys pick? Is it?
It's
Brett,
me,
right?
Josh.
Oh,
Can I phone a friend?
yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. So I'm gonna play this. I want some background music. Get that draft feel. First off, let me go ahead and play this. Got to get that bell in. Hold on. Shares are on the clock. That's Michael. And then let me see. Michael, as we go here, guys, again, put in your comments who goes number 1 in your opinion as we get going here. And let me go ahead and play this in the background. That's loud.
No trading today.
No trading.
No trading.
No
today.
trading. You hear the music?
No trading. Yep, we're good.
We'll need 6 hours to do that.
All right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Number 1, Chicago Bears are on the clock. Michael, you have the pick. Where are they going?
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Jalen Carter, defensive line, Georgia.
There you go. Jalen Carter off the board. The Houston Texans. Where are they going, Brett?
Oh, you know what they need exactly? They're going C.J. Stroud, Ohio State. Sorry, Ohio State.
Passing on Bryce Young. All right.
Smart move.
So, smart move. All right. So the Arizona Cardinals. Let's see here. You know what? Going best player available. Will Anderson. Got Will Anderson going to the Cardinals. Evan.
Yeah.
What's your pick,
Colts.
man? You're the Colts.
Will Levis.
Will Levis.
They're going for their next Andrew Luck. They're not taking for the drop. Bryce Young is going to drop, but they're going Will
Damn,
Levis.
man.
They're going for their
Bryce
Justin
Young.
Herbert.
All right.
They're going looking for their Josh Allen. They're taking Will Levis.
Seahawks on the board after a trade with the Broncos. Michael, where are they going?
It's going to surprise some people. Seattle Seahawks take Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama.
Oh! Geno Smith tries to complete. It's over.
They're going to go up 1 inch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, come on now. Damn. All right. Lions on the clock. Brett, where are they going?
They got to go best player available, Will Anderson out of Alabama.
I got it. He's
I
gone.
already picked him.
Oh, shit. I didn't even hear you guys say him.
You
Sorry,
just
the
lost
music's
your
so
pick.
loud.
You just lost your pick.
That's fine.
Shame on you.
Hold on.
You have to go pick again.
All right. I'll go Tyree Wilson, Texas Tech.
There you go. Tyree Wilson, edge rusher, off the board. The Raiders Do the Raiders give up this pick for Aaron Rodgers? Maybe. Not here, not yet. So they are going to go, looking at their team needs right now. Let's see. Look at the Raiders. Let's go. I'm going to go Paris Johnson here. Paris Johnson going to the Raiders.
Very nice.
I like that. A little early.
Taking notes. 1 second.
God, he's picked up so much steam.
The Falcons now. Evan is on the clock with the Atlanta Falcons. Marcus Mariota was their starting quarterback last year. Do they stay with their young quarterback? Gosh, I'm forgetting his name right now. Do they go there, or do they go another position?
For me, give me a second. I think they're going to go with, what's his name? Where is he? You have to find him. Devin Witherspoon. Is that Illinois? Yeah, I think it's
Yep.
Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cornerback, Devin.
Cornerback. They need to shore up their defense.
All right, Michael, back on the clock for the Carolina Panthers.
Select Michael Mayer, Notre Dame, tight end.
Ooh, the tight end comes off the board. Michael Mayer. All right.
Early.
Get this guy off. I'm moving these guys as we're going here. We can reflect later. So the Philadelphia Eagles lost in the Super Bowl. They're on the clock. Brett, how can you ease their pain?
Whew, man, there's still some names left on the board.
Good ones.
But I'm going to have to go Cam Smith, cornerback out of South Carolina.
Ooh, okay. Cam Smith. Make sure we get that.
That's going to be a shocker for some people.
Yeah. Shock me. Get him off here. All right. Cam Smith is off the board. Now the Tennessee Titans on the clock at pick 11. They need a wide receiver. They might need a tackle, an edge rusher. You know what? I'm going them Quentin Johnston, wide receiver, TCU, goes to the Titans. Houston back on the clock, and that is Evan's pick. Evan,
They're going to go with an offensive tackle in Peter Skoronsky.
There you go. Peter Skoronsky off the clock, the tackle out of Northwestern. Now it's time for the stinking green, ugly, diarrhea green Jets. Michael, where are they going?
They're going to go Osiris Torrance, offensive guard out of Florida.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
Okay.
Cyrus Thomas. Take him off the clock there. So the Patriots is Brett. Where are the Patriots going?
Man, Patriots need a lot of help, but I think they're going to go Quentin Johnston, TCU, wide receiver.
I already took him.
I just took him.
Oh, you just took him. My bad.
I'm going to have to scream my picks louder.
You're going to have to.
Damn. What's up, J-Boy? Should we wait for the Patriots pick?
Go Broderick Jones out of Georgia, offensive tackle.
Ooh, all right. Tackles are starting to come off now. Broderick Jones, he can play guard, he can play tackle.
That feels like a Patriots pick, honestly.
It does feel like a Patriots pick. I like that. All right. Washington. They've said they're Sam Howell's their quarterback. Is that true? Maybe.
We'll
believe him for
They won
now.
in the first round.
Who knows?
So let's go ahead. Take a look here.
Let's see what they have
Guard,
left.
center,
Yeah,
linebacker.
let's see. Look, I had a couple of things. 1 second. Center, 1 second. I have to go through my list and keep on changing my picks. I'm going to go
we're on the
with...
Packers. That's me. My bad. Packers.
Okay.
Packers.
Oh, yeah, you're the Packers. Huh?
Sorry. That's me. I'm Packers. Damn. All right. You know, let's see here. I am going to go with this pick. Edge rusher. If I can find him, I know he's still here. Lucas Van Ness. Edge rusher to the Packers. Now Washington. Go for it.
Washington, I'm going to go with Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon.
Nice. Love that pick. Love Christian Gonzalez. Michael, Pittsburgh.
Cornerback Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State.
Yes. Joey Porter.
Listen, I know I didn't hear his name yet, and I was kind of surprised.
All right. Detroit Lions. Brett, you're on the clock. Where are the Lions going?
Oh, man, he just took my pick. Joey Porter was falling as a perfect fit for the Lions, but Oh man, I think they're gonna have to go. I would say Tyreek Stevenson out of Miami, cornerback.
Wow. Okay. Tyreek. There you go. Look at this. Stevenson gets off the clock. Hurricanes. All right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady has retired. Let's see where they go here. You know what? I'm going to go Brian Breezy with this pick. Clemson defensive interior rusher there. I like this kid, man. They go defense with this pick at 19. Evan?
Yeah. I don't know if he's taken, but Seattle. Tell me if he hasn't been taken yet. I'm going to go with Miles Murphy.
Miles
Out of
Murphy. He has
Clemson.
not. Edge
Yeah,
rusher at the
Clemson.
Clemson. So 2 Clemson players come off the board consecutively. Miles Murphy to the Seattle Seahawks. The Chargers. Michael, where are the Chargers going with this pick?
The Chargers select Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver, Tennessee.
Woo!
Dang.
All right. Get him off my board here. Perfect. Jalen Hyatt. Let's go here. All right. All right, Brett, you're next. Baltimore Ravens.
I don't think he's been taken yet, but Jordan Addison in the USC.
He has not. Jordan Addison, wide receiver,
Receiver.
going to the Ravens for Lamar Jackson, another weapon. All right. The Vikings. You got like my sound effects? I just like the music. You know, I'm thinking of Boomer. You know,
I like the Chris Berman side effect there.
that's what I mean. Yeah, Boom. All right.
The
I am gonna-
The Raiders.
All right. The Vikings on the clock. They go. Oh, Emmanuel Ford, cornerback, Mississippi State.
Ooh.
All right, Evan, you're on the clock.
Tell me
with
if he
the
hasn't been taken
Jaguars.
because I stopped keeping the list after a while. The Jacksonville
Hard.
Jaguars, the one area they need to help out is on the O-line, and I'm going to go with Broderick Jones out of Georgia.
He's been taken.
Thank you. Then I have my next pick. I already have my backup. 1 second. I'll tell you
There
who
you
I'm going with. I'm going with Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma.
Okay, another tackle, Anton Harris. Harrison. Okay, he's off the board. So the Giants, Michael, they've impressed last year. Where are they going with the 25th pick in the draft?
The Giants select wide receiver Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State.
Ooh, I like that. That's
like
a
it.
good pick. Good pick. All right, Brett, time to piss off Wingate. Dallas Cowboys.
I don't
Where
know.
they going?
He might like this one, short up the interior of their defensive line with Siaka Aka, nose tackle from Baylor.
Siaka Akta. All right, I'm gonna make sure I get this right here.
You need to spell it.
There it
Siaki
is.
Aka. I don't know if
All
I'm
right.
saying it right.
Buffalo Bills pick 27. Let's see where they go. Make sure I got this right. You know what? I'm gonna go defensive back Deontay Banks out of Maryland for the Buffalo Bills. All right, Evan, you got the Cincinnati Bengals, my man. Where they
They're going
going?
to go with the national champions again, and they're going to go with Keely Ringo out of Georgia.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Like it?
Nice.
They need corner help. They can't just rely on poor Eli Apple.
All right, the New Orleans Saints are on the board. Michael, where are they going?
Running back Bijan Robinson. Have we already said him?
No, we have not.
Yep.
Robinson
They're going to go running back.
comes off the board in the first round, going to the Saints. Love it. All right, the Eagles again. Brett, what do you got going on?
Few options here for the Eagles, but a couple of them are already taken. So I am going to go. This is where I'm going to go. Keon White's not been mentioned, right?
Yeah, it's not.
So I'm going Keon White, defensive end from Georgia Tech.
All right, Keon Wright gets off the board here. Edge rusher from Georgia Tech. Get him out of here. Now, the Super Bowl champions, the two-time champs, Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid. They're the last pick of the Dolphins.
Mine is Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you believe I
Yeah,
had to go to
he's
the
on.
Commanders to get some? Oh my god!
Some love.
Oh god, that's awful. Poor guy.
All right. I have them going with this pick. And I don't know. I'm going to go. I really want to go offense here. You know what? Yeah, I'm going wide receiver Nathaniel Dell, Houston.
Ooh, wow.
That's where I have it going.
Josh Downs went to round 2.
Wait a minute. Was
Yes.
Broderick Jones taken?
Yeah,
Or
Robert
who?
Jones was.
No, Jalen Duncan wasn't taken, right?
Nope. Josh Downs wasn't taken either, was he?
No.
Wide receiver?
And DeJuan Jones from Ohio State, he was drafted. Did we got him in our first round?
All right. There you
That
go,
was
guys.
fun.
So that's that was a lot of fun. Put this here. Anthony has the Chiefs taking John Michael Schmidt, offensive line. Like it. Don't be high. All right.
Was Torrance taken, or was Torrance from Florida taken?
Yes, he
Taken.
was. Oh,
He was
sorry,
taken.
Terrence.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Yeah. So let's go. Let me run it by very quick, okay? So everybody knows.
What are
Jalen
you
Carter
laughing at?
goes. Hold on.
Can't tell if Josh like my pick or not.
Jalen Carter goes number 1 to the Chicago Bears. The Texans take quarterback C.J. Stroud. Cardinals take Will Anderson. The Colts take Will Levis, quarterback out of Kentucky. Bryce Young goes to Seattle. Tyree Wilson, edge rusher, goes to the Detroit Lions. The Raiders take tackle Paris Johnson out of Ohio State. Falcons take Devin Witherspoon, corner out of Illinois. The Panthers take tight end Michael Mayer. The Eagles take Cam Smith, corner out of South Carolina. Titans take Quentin Johnston, wide receiver, TCU. The Texans take Peter Skoronski, tackle, Northwestern. 13 Jets, they take guard Osiris Torrance out of Florida. The Patriots take tackle, Georgia tackle Broderick Jones.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers take edge rusher Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa. The Commanders take Oregon corner Christian Gonzalez. The Pittsburgh Steelers take Joey Porter Jr., corner out of Penn State. The Detroit Lions take Miami corner Tarek Stevenson. Brian Breezy goes to Tampa Bay out of Clemson. Clemson edge rusher Miles Murphy goes to Seattle. Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver, goes to the Chargers, so gets another weapon for Justin Herbert. The Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson gets Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of Southern Cal. Minnesota Vikings take Emmanuel Forbes, Mississippi State. Jaguars with pick 24 take Anton Harrison, tackle, Oklahoma. The Giants take Jackson Smith Njigba, wide receiver, Ohio. Whatever. I was butcher name. I just move with it. Ohio State. Dallas takes Saaki Ika, interior defensive player out of Baylor. Buffalo takes Deontay Banks, corner out of Maryland. Bengals take Kylie Ringo, corner out of Georgia. Alvin Kamara is getting a little nervous. The Saints take Bajan Robinson out of Texas. The Eagles take Keon White, edge rusher out of Georgia Tech. And then the Chiefs. In this mock draft, the first version of it, Nathaniel Dell, wide receiver out of Houston. So there is your full round 1 mock draft from the guys. So, and right on the dot too, right almost at the hour. So let's go ahead and review some comments here. Let's pull this up. I know that Anthony was. All right, let's see. Jalen Carter.
Andre Carter wasn't taken there.
No, he probably should have been though.
Out of Army, he's a good player.
Yeah,
I was reaching, but you know what?
Did you see how tall he is? He's 6'7". Jeez.
Yeah.
He is. He's big.
He's a monster.
big. I like him a lot.
He's built like his dad.
Yeah.
Like these Jets.
That's why I can't.
Wait, his father's getting robbed.
I can't sleep on Miami not taking
really
an edge
is.
rusher. I know McDaniel said that he would like them to take edge rusher every year, but with Akba's status uncertain for the coming years, I wouldn't be surprised if they go best player available. And if that's edge rusher, I wouldn't be against it.
Well,
Not at
McDaniel
all.
said that. But I just was saying before, Zach Thomas was my guy waiting to go into the Hall of Fame. Andre Johnson is one of those players
Carter.
that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. There because of where he played and he had Matt Schaub as his quarterback. Gee, and look at the stats he put up.
So
Really
Andre-
go dig in.
Andre Carter.
Andre Carter.
No, he's
Sorry,
saying Andre
Carter,
Johnson,
sorry.
Hall of Fame.
I'm confusing my time. Sorry.
Yeah, Andre Carter is is Andre Carter's dad. Obviously, he was the defensive end. He played for Washington in the
I'm confusing
49ers.
the two. Don't mind me.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, Desmond Ridder is the
dude.
quarterback from Atlanta. Appreciate you for putting that in there, man. Let me go ahead and put this here. So next live mock draft show, we'll have Josh, Brett, Dave, myself, Evan, Michael, and Anthony. We'll get a full panel here, so it'll be a lot more interesting.
Who's the Mel Kiper of the group?
I don't want that claim.
I don't want that either.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't notice nobody jumped. All right, so this here. All right,
Desmond Ridder, yeah.
and of course, as we go on, we'll talk about these news things about Tony Pauline, different rumors, stuff like that. We're going to touch on that. We'll continue to touch on position needs for the Dolphins as news comes out with them, and of course, draft news and on the clock. On the draft show, how'd you like it?
It was fun. It was. I got to be a little bit more prepared. That was kind of last minute for me to do this. So, on the next one, I'll be way more prepared.
Well, you did really well. It was fun.
Yeah.
And what I love is when we made the picks, we you hear those sound effects about. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's when you go. Oh, I suck. I made the wrong.
Well, some of the guys are going later than I expected. I'm like, why is Joey Porter still here? I'm like, that's all right. I'll get it with the Lions.
Hey,
I didn't want to take
that
him
like
early.
The draft though, where we go, man. There, everybody argues on Twitter. There's no way that guy's gonna be there. And then all of a sudden in the third round, he's still sitting there. It's like, what did you say?
So the thing is,
there's going to be a run of corners. There's going to be a run of similar players one after the other.
Darnell Washington in that mock fell to the second round, so I'm going like this.
Yeah, well, Darnell Washington's in the first round. A lot of mocks. That doesn't mean he's going to go in the first round.
Right.
We had a tight end Mayer going really high, and the last tight end to go really high was I don't really count Kyle Pitts because it's just a different animal. But
that's
like the last, I think the highest one was like the one from the Lions, Ebron.
And
I think
Richardson
he was like
fell off.
15.
Anthony Richardson, the quarterback out of Florida. We were just talking about him. He fell into the second round.
I don't see him going in the first round anyway.
Yeah, but I was.
He's going to go in the 40s. He's going to go in the 40s. He's going to get the Jalen Hurts treatment. He's going to go in the 30-40s. That's where I'll go.
Whose dog is pissed off about the draft?
He's going to go in the second round, I think, and maybe go the way like Malik Willis in a sense.
We're going to bring in a kicker. Don't wait for Jason Sanders. I'm going to have a Jason Sanders show all off season. That's all good. I'm the reason why Jason Sanders improved the rest of the year. I gave him a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
By the way, man, Brett's not used to my Timex joke yet, eh? He hasn't been on any of my shows for my Timex joke.
No, I have. You said you're going to buy us all watches.
By the way, yes.
Yeah,
by the way,
right.
Did you notice? I think what's his name was wearing a fancy Apple Timex today, Vic Fangio, today during his interview with Winfield.
Oh man.
By the way, he likes to wipe the slate clean. If he's saying he wants to wipe the slate clean because he did his interview today, if he's bringing back Baker and Roberts, I'm going to have a little bit of a fit on him.
Well, he said he also said he wishes he can call Zach Thompson after he's got some few years left. Like, yes.
No, if he had a few good plays or a few more schemes left, I'm telling you. But that's all.
I thought about it. Hey, in that pick, round 6 or 7, if Miami feels any sort of way about Sanders, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in a kicker from the draft.
Oh, they better bring in a kicker. I wouldn't draft one. I would just go ahead and sign one.
Undrafted free agent route. Yeah.
Just look for a free agent period. I don't know, something.
They need to find a kick returner. That's for 100%.
That's definitely true.
They need a kick returner.
Izu Kanma should be able to do that too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually think that's my dog.
They really need to.
My daughter's teasing my dog, so that's my bad.
Oh, they really need to find a kick returner.
I got nervous at first because I got confused. I thought it was my new one, running around here. I was like, no, that's right.
No,
my dog. One?
I did. Yes, we got her name.
Rescue or a breeder?
A rescue. A pit mix.
Good for you.
I'll grab her. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab her for you guys. Hold on a second.
A pit mix?
Yeah,
pit mix. She's
that's what they always call it at the
well, that's why I was so confused.
Pit mix with poodle.
Yeah,
pit mix with poodle.
They'll say, "Oh, it's a pit mix." That way, you can just go to
what kind do you have, Brett? What do you have?
A pit of the special breed that they can be. Mine may have been dropped on her head one or too many times. I don't know, but she's afraid of her own shadow, so this is not a guard dog whatsoever. But my daughter is a toddler and picks on her, and the dog doesn't do anything, just walks away. So she's a blessing.
For a
to
pit
her.
bull, really?
Pit bulls aren't mean dogs. I've never had a mean pit. Yeah, they're just they take the beating from kids. they don't even shy down. She's out. My daughter's actually out there teasing her now.
Look at the poppers.
There's Mandy, new
She's
family
so
member right
beautiful.
there.
The new mascot of Finstock.
That's right.
There you go.
She's a sweetheart, man. She, we obviously have, we lost our puppy, our dog Milo, and our family's been brokenhearted. So he was a poodle, standard poodle. So we've been dealing with that, and we just been we weren't really looking into a pit or anything really. When I was like, let's go to the animal shelter, and we met her mom, but her mom doesn't get along with cats. We got one cat, so he's like, oh, that sucks, because her mom was great. But we were leaving, we found the foster mom. She, I have one of her. This is the last one not to get adopted. And so, yeah, and she's been sweet.
So have you learned that personal space doesn't exist?
Nope.
If you drop food on the floor, it won't be there, but for half a second. That's pit bulls for you.
That's right. Yeah. So it's been an experience, but she's a sweetheart, and very smart. I don't think she likes the dark. Realized that yesterday, which is kind of funny. Never experienced that before, but
I feel like we're on an episode.
They're afraid of a lot of things, but they're gonna be your kid's best friend, though. They're gonna be your little kid's guardian and everything. And since you got little ones, she will follow them around because they have food. So she'll look at them as food dispensers, and she'll just, if they drop food, they'll just pick it right up.
French bulldog. Yeah. See, I tried to convince my wife. She wasn't down for that. I tried. I said, let's get one of those. I have a friend. She's 2.5 months, and she's a pit mix, whatever that means. So we have fun. Dave Steger believes she's a pit
Mystique.
Yes. So, but anyway, that's enough of that. That's pretty fun. Maybe we'll get her a Finstock Sports Network jersey or something. Kind of be our mascot.
There you go.
But guys, let me just say I appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. This is the draft show on the Finstock Sports Network. That's Evan Posner. That's Michael Vogel, Brett Lagasse, Dave Steger. Wanted to be here. I know he was, it's not like early. So next week we'll have his Miami Dolphins team mock. So tune back in not to miss that. We appreciate you tomorrow. We got Finstock today with Fish Tank Hank and myself.
I don't
talking
like the
Dolphins free agency and all that whatnot. We appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and fins up.